Would you like to finally stop smoking or vaping without gaining weight and without being miserable? I have a better than 80% success rate. Let me teach you how. Well, good morning. It is Wondrous Wednesday again, and here we are. And I'm so grateful that you've decided to join me. Thank you for being here. And thank you for all the interest that you have in stopping smoking for yourself. That's very, very important. Um, Whenever you're ready, I'm here to help. Today, I want to talk with you about the qualities that you need to bring with you when you are attempting to stop smoking. The first one is honesty. Now, that doesn't imply that we're dishonest, but the thing about the nature of addiction is that it separates us from ourselves. We have an idealized version of ourselves as having our smoking under control, or so we think. And then there's the actual behavior of how much we smoke or vape. And that's the kind of honesty I'm talking about, that conceding to our innermost self the truth about how we actually are dependent on nicotine. That's very, very important. And one of the ways that I would suggest that you develop this honesty is to write out how your smoking or your vaping really is for you, what it's costing you, what you don't like about it, what you do like about it, how much you're using, or, well, using in the sense of how much you're smoking or vaping. And just really being truthful to yourself about that. It's not for anybody else's eyes but your own. But that will help you recognize the degree of the problem that you really have. The second quality that I think you need is open-mindedness. Now, if you're like me, I tried 8 times before I was successful, and so by the time I was actually successful at stopping smoking, I didn't think there was anything out there that was going to be anything new for me. But this approach that I use is quite revolutionary, actually, and it's going to turn on its head some of the belief systems that you have. So if you choose to use this approach, and if not this one, someone else, please, something or someone else, please, then I suggest that you keep an open mind about how this approach or another approach could work for you. Maybe you don't have all the answers. Maybe you hadn't considered some aspects of this. Maybe you glossed over some aspects that you hadn't really seen the depth and the truth of them. So that's a second quality that I think will be very helpful to you. The third quality you might think is not what you need, but it's really more willingness that you need than willpower, right? We all think willpower is the thing that we need. The reason I believe that willingness is more important is that once you make your commitment, there are going to be things that come up, situations that come up that are going to cause you to want to smoke again. And it's your willingness to accept the discomfort that you might be feeling, or the thoughts that you might be having, or the emotions that you might be feeling, to be willing to experience that and not smoke. And so that is a very critical element, a very critical quality that I think is important in the process of stopping smoking. But there's one more that I think is even more critical than all of the ones that I've mentioned so far, and that is humility. Now, why would I say humility? That implies that we're not humble. But here's the reason why I suggest that. As a smoker, as a vapor, as a person who is hooked on nicotine, that comes first in our lives. It comes in front of our health, it comes in front of our family, it comes in front of everything. And when we lay that down, our inclination is going to be that we're going to want life on those terms. But that's not the way it works when you're getting off an addiction. It's life on life's terms that we need to deal with. And what helps us accept life on life's terms is a degree of humility, is a degree of accepting that we're not in charge, we're not running the show all the time, that our addiction might be speaking to us, and we need to find a way to accept that and not smoke or not vape if we truly want to be free. So that's not having it our way, right? And that is a development of a quality called humility. Now, I certainly didn't want humility when I stopped smoking. That's the last thing I wanted. I wanted to be in control of everything and everyone. But that's not what happened. That quality of humility got developed within me as the result of my willingness, of my telling myself the truth, and keeping an open mind that this could actually work. So I think humility kind of ties it all together. And I think that's something that we develop as we mature. It certainly is a quality, I think, of maturity, emotional maturity anyway. So I hope that's useful to you, and I hope that you will approach the process of stopping smoking with those qualities in mind. And if not this approach, another one. Please visit my website, choosesmokefreelife.com, or give me a call,